Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Stormtrooper from Star Wars. It even has Disney on it. So, my mom gave it to me and was like, yeah, I don't know, I was thinking maybe DJ would like it. And I was like, don't you guys love Star Wars? Or no, wait. No, I think the super weird thing was she asked if I wanted to make it for myself, and I was like, no. And I was like, do you want it? She's like, oh, no, I think DJ would like it. And I was like, but you guys love Star Wars. Like, are you sure you don't want it? She's like, no, check with DJ first. So I have Googled this one, and I did find a Darth Vader one. So I was like, maybe I could make that one for my mom. So, I don't know. I am super exhausted. I slept in for an hour and 20 minutes this morning. But the weird thing is, I went to bed at my normal, 10:30. I didn't stay up super late playing Baldur's Gate 3, as I have been doing lately. So I don't know why I'm so tired, but unfortunately don't expect a ton from me today.
Okay, I apologize for anyone that was actually super excited about my 5 hours of quail videos. I just realized I should probably try and put Flosstube videos in between them, so that nobody just assumes this is a quail channel. So I should have enough, as long as I'm feeling up to it and doing, with doing narration, I'll be able to have my Flosstube cross-stitch videos in between the quail videos. Because I was not exaggerating, I literally have 5 hours of quail footage. So there are 4 more hours that I have not shown you guys yet. Oh my goodness. These guys are so cute. You don't even know. But I also understand not everybody, wants to see quail videos, because this is predominantly a cross-stitching channel. But I think that is all I have to say on that. I should have written down everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm the worst, sorry. David and I have been watching 2 different shows, which usually I'm not a fan of, but one of them I've already seen, so it's not, too big of a deal for me, thankfully. But one of them is Venture Bros. And I think I'm halfway, or maybe not even halfway. Season 3 or 4 out of 7 or 8 or something. I don't know. It's long. I'm suffering through it. It is suffering. Especially because, the main character, the character that is this show is named after, Venture, the dad, is a horrible person. He is a horrible, horrible, terrible character. And I straight up hate him. That is not an exaggeration. I laugh at him sometimes. There are some funny jokes in there. But he is a horrible person. And I cannot stand him at all. His sons, however, Hank is okay, but Dean is my favorite character on the show. He is just so precious. He must be protected. Him and Helper, the robot. I adore the robot as well. They're just they're so sweet. Which I'm oh, that means they're gonna die. And technically Helper has died several times. But, he's a robot, so I guess it's okay as long as you keep his... I don't think SIM card is the right word. But, Venture has his memory or something. Although I think he got memory wiped at one point. I don't know. I'm not sure. But then, technically, even at the start of the show, Dean was already dead. Because they're clones. They die and then his dad recreates them. It's a whole thing. I don't know. It's weird, you guys. Their bodyguard Brock Samson, he's fun. And it's so strange because he's voiced by Kronk. Kronk. I don't know how to say it anymore. And now I've said it too much that none of it sounds right. From Emperor's New Groove. And his voice does not change. Like, it literally, if you were to close your eyes and all you know is Disney, you would be like, wow, Kronk is saying really bad words. He shouldn't be doing that. That's weird. It's just so strange. I'm getting used to it now that, we're a few seasons in, but it's still, like, that is Kronk. That is a character from Emperor's New Groove. That is not whoever this is. So, if anybody wants to watch it alongside me, it's very adult, I will say. It's definitely not for children. Some of the jokes are incredibly crass and disgusting. That's how crass it is, alright? Just, I'm being honest about it. If David watches this later, I'm sure he'll give me grief, but whatever. I want to be honest. Especially because if anybody watching my channel is like me, you're gonna suffer through it. I don't know if it gets better. David and Robert both claim it does, but it hasn't really gotten better for me. Yeah, like there are moments, I will admit, when it's like super funny, like, that was so worth it, like all these stupid, terrible jokes led up to this, that was good. But on average, it's not worth the payoff for me. And like David keeps claiming, like, all the, bathroom jokes are gonna end. They keep happening, though. So, I don't know about that one. And I don't want to get into too many spoilers, so that will be when David and I do our normal narration after I've finished it, which could be a very long time from now, because we are also watching Chrono Crusade. So, backstory on my side, I watched this anime in high school with my friends Amy and Shauna. And Shauna is half Japanese. And that was why we watched it, because she was a fan of it. And I genuinely, I can't recall if we watched the sub or the dub. I don't remember. It's been way too long. But I know I have the DVD for the show, or DVDs, whatever. It's like 24 episodes, I think it is. So it's pretty short. And we're watching it on Crunchyroll, where they don't have subtitles on the dub, but we're watching the dub because I prefer the dub personally. And it's really bad, you guys. Like, it is the worst dub I've personally heard. Like, it's bad. It is exceedingly difficult, for me at least, to understand what people are saying. Like, Rosette, the main character, her voice is grating, and it gets really high-pitched to the point that, yeah, that's when it's really hard to understand what she's saying. Chrono's voice is... ugh. Like, I know all these people are professionals, but I am not a fan whatsoever. I apologize if this ever... gets back to the people who did the English dub. I apologize. I just, I read really good audiobooks, so I have high expectations. Granted, I have listened to bad audiobooks where the narrator was not good at their job, so, and, like, it could be, the directors giving bad direction, but it they're putting the correct emphasis on words, and in the emotional side of it, it hits properly. The voices just don't. They're just grating. They are honestly grating. And I think I could handle them better if we had subtitles, because then at the very least, when I can't understand what they're saying, with my ears, I could understand what they're saying with my eyes, because I'd be able to read the subtitles. And I keep telling David we need to just pop out my DVDs, but he wants to watch it in the bedroom, and we don't have the DVD player in there. And honestly, we're both too lazy to move the DVD player into the bedroom. But yeah, this is one where I think I can definitely recommend the sub over the dub. David has made me realize I'm really spoiled with my dubs. So one of the first ones I had were Sailor Moon, and the first 2 dub seasons of Sailor Moon, I think the voices are amazing. Is it season 3 where Sailor Moon's voice gets really deep and just growly, or not growly, but like gravelly, and is it season 3? It might be. Whatever voice no longer sounds like a middle schooler, it sounds like a chain smoker, that is when I was like, oh no, I hate this Sailor Moon, this Serena voice is terrible. Especially because, by the end of it, isn't she still in high school? She should not sound like an old woman. It doesn't make any sense. But the first 2 seasons, I really liked the dub voices. I'm sure other people don't agree, but that's fine. I'm not talking about, the translations. I'm talking about the voices. And one of my absolute favorites, Yu Yu Hakusho, was helmed by Justin Cook, who is a big fan of anime. And he ended up doing Yusuke's voice. And he is amazing. And one of the really fun parts, for me at least, with Yu Yu Hakusho was they got people with all kinds of accents on there. Whether they were, putting on the accent or they actually had that accent, I can't recall. I think most of them were imitations, but they were still really fun, And it made them stand out even more than they already did. Because I think Yu Yu Hakusho does a really good job of characterizing people. Characterizing characters sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? My bad. But, yeah, he was really passionate about it. So everybody else, you can feel it that everybody had a good time on that show. Or at least cared, and put in effort. And then, lo and behold, we get to my favorite thing of absolutely all time, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It only had, 2 voices that were different from the original Full Metal Alchemist, and that's because Alphonse grew up. He was... he didn't sound like a child anymore, we'll go with that. He went through puberty. And then Scar, I'm pretty sure it was Scar, his voice actor passed away, so they had to replace him. But literally everybody on both of those shows, the original and Brotherhood, are spectacular. You can't go wrong. You have, Vic Mignogna as Ed. He's amazing. I can't remember the names of either of the people that did Alphonse, but I know it was a kid in the first one, and an adult woman in Brotherhood. What was her name? you know what, whatever. If you are interested, you can Google it and look into it. But then we have Travis Willingham as Mustang and Laura Bailey as Lust. I love them from Critical Role, so that's why I'm so familiar with their actual names rather than just their characters. And Vic Mignogna, I remember his name because, you know, he's Edward, and he has a very, very distinct voice. Like, I can't think of anybody that sounds like him. It's just, I don't know, it's really distinct. And then I've also met him in person, so that probably helps. Same with Justin Cook. You know, I feel like it's just a sign of respect to remember someone's name when you've spoken to them. And, you know, when you're as big of a fan as I am, I'm always talking about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If you give me a shot, like, I will just talk for hours. I think the only person that's given me that shot is David on my YouTube channel, so I don't know if it really counts, but... let's see. I know everybody trashes, like, Pokemon because, you know, instead of rice balls, it was, oh, look, I've got a donut. I don't think that's on the voice actors. I think that's on, you know, the directors, producers, whoever was in charge of the dub, because voice actors generally don't get to make that decision, you know, of like, oh, I don't know what a rice ball is, we need to say it's like a donut or something. That's usually, you know, somebody higher up on the chain who are like, oh, kids aren't gonna know what that is, we're gonna have to change it to this. But no, the voices, like Ash's voice, that woman is amazing. And actually, there have been multiple, aren't there? Even in, like, the originals that I grew up with. I'm pretty sure they're all women, and they were all really good. Or maybe it was just one woman. Now I am interested to know if I'm right or not. Pokemon season, we'll go season 1, Ash voice actor. How's that? Voice actor. And I put Ash. Okay, Veronica Taylor. Oh, the first 8 seasons were all Veronica Taylor. I loved her. And I also really loved Misty. Love Misty. She was my favorite character. And Brock. Like, both of them. They all sounded really good. And yes, you know, they had to say lines like, oh, would you like a donut? And they hand over a rice ball. But that isn't something I care too much about. Just like with Sailor Moon, they changed names. So, what is it? Misty was Katsumi? I don't remember. Ash is Satoshi, I think, in Japanese. So, yeah. And then, you know, Usagi from Sailor Moon is Serena in the English dub. I know a lot of people hate that. It's never bothered me. I generally find it a bit easier to remember the English names just because, you know, those are names of people I've actually met. Like, I've met people named Serena. I've met people named Ray, which wasn't a translation, but, you know, still. I've definitely met people named Amy. I've met multiple. And also not a translation, just pronounced differently, because in Japanese it's Ami, but, you know, we say Amy. But, yeah, like, Usagi, it's Bunny. I would probably never meet someone with that name. But, I don't know, I did start watching Sailor Moon Crystal, and I'm pretty sure they use original names there, even in the dub. I haven't been able to finish it, though. I want to. Like, the desire is there. I just don't have the time. And then, you know, David isn't going to want to watch Sailor Moon with me. Although, if I tried really hard, I'm sure I could get him to understand how important it is to me, and he would watch it with me. He'd be on his phone the entire time, but he'd be in the room with me. Oh, man. Okay, so what other dubs? Oh, Hunter x Hunter. That one is spectacular. Oh my gosh. Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, I know some people really liked, oh my god, Joey. They really liked his voice, and some people or not necessarily his voice, his accent, and some people really did not. I loved it. I thought it was great, and it really, you know, characterized him more. It gave him more depth. And then, of course, one of the just sexiest voices of all time, Yami Yugi. Dude, you guys, when I tell you that I learned the guy who voiced Yugi and Yami Yugi were the same person, and it blew my mind, I am not exaggerating. Like, there are some voice actors out there that are just so good at what they do. Like, heck, what's her name? Tara Strong? Is that her name? Let me Google before I start lying. Tara Strong. Was it, like, Tommy and Bubbles? Let me do voices. It'll show pictures, right? Okay, so there's Bubbles. Oh, Raven. Timmy Turner, sorry. Raven from Teen Titans. What else do I know on this list? Oh, what is that? Dill Pickles? It's Tommy's younger brother, sorry. Like, I know some of these, but I don't know the character's name. So I'm not going to be much help there. But, you know, if you Googled Tara Strong voices or character voices or whatever, she has a huge variety because she can change her voice really well. And it's just like, it's crazy. Like, okay, I love Vic Mignogna. I love his voice work. But everything I've heard him in, he sounds the exact same. You know, so personally, when I hear him, I always see Edward Elric. I don't see anyone else. But he's so good at channeling emotion and, you know, the actual acting part of voice acting that I'm completely okay with it. Just like with Krunk from Emperor's New Groove and Venture Bros. He's really good at the voice that he does. Bringing it back full circle, I don't like the voice actors for the dub of Chrono Crusade. Ugh. But we're almost done. And then I can try and forget about it. The anime itself, like the story, I'm still really enjoying it. I really like it. I know it's probably not going to be for everybody, but I like it. I guess I should at least give a little bit of a spiel in case anybody actually is interested. It's about a nun who has this little sidekick that no one else at the, what is the word I'm looking for? Nunnery is not the right word. Church, I guess that's the best word I can come up with, at least right now. Nobody else really likes Chrono. Nobody else seems to really trust him. I don't believe you learn in the first episode why that is, so I don't want to spoil it. But Rosette, the main character, the nun, she has guns, and when she shoots them, I really like this effect. You know, the screen flashes, and then you see a cross, and then it goes away. Because, you know, it's religious. And or she's religious rather. The show itself I wouldn't really say is religious. I'm not really like getting that kind of vibe from it, if that makes sense. Oh, see? On the screen right now I made a mistake, you guys. And that's me going around and fixing it. I could have undone it and then re-recorded it, and I didn't. Because I do make mistakes. Sorry, like, in comments and in real life, I have had people tell me that I'm, like, so great, I must never make mistakes. And I'm just like, no, that is absolutely not true. Like, do not tell anyone that. Because that is a lie. And if somebody wants to learn, they need to understand they're gonna make mistakes. And that is completely okay. And it's acceptable. It's not a problem. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, Chrono Crusade. Oh, I will say, there are side characters that I have, like, vivid memories of them being in episodes, like, constantly. That it's just not true so far. So, like, if you've watched the anime, in my memory, Satella was with them very early on and was, like, just constantly with them. And that is not true. No. And I kind of flip-flop with Asmaria of, like, oh yeah, she's gonna be in this one. And then she's not. Or at least, you know, not as much as I was remembering. And then the next episode, I'm like, oh, she's not gonna, or she'll be in this one a ton, and then she's barely in it, or vice versa, you know, whatever. I lost my train of thought, so I don't know which one of those I started with, my bad. But, ooh, the quail are here. Oh, they're so cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 right now. Anyways, Asmaria. I remembered her sometimes being in more episodes, sometimes being in less. So I guess it's actually the right amount. But Satella, I am, like, so confused by how little we've seen of her. Because I genuinely thought she was in it way more. It's so weird. I don't want to get into too many spoilers, because on the off chance that David does decide to watch this video, I don't want to spoil it for him. Love you, handsome man. But no spoilers. So let's see. I have run out of things to talk about. We're going to see about some random trivia questions. Number 1. What does a camel store in its hump? It's water, isn't it? Oh no, or I was gonna, dang it. I was gonna say water or fat. And then the answer's fat, so I should have said it. I'm mad at myself now. You know, I feel like I've done this one recently. Haven't I already done this one? I think I have. So we're gonna go on to something else. 100 random trivia questions. I'm not gonna get through that many, just being honest. Oh, no, I think I've done this one as well. In the TV show Friends, how many times has Ross been married by the time the series ends? 3. Yeah, I think I've done that one. 1,000 trivia questions and answers. Summer 2023. Okay, at the very least, this one is different. But, the next line says Calvin Chung, 8 May 2022. So they've probably just rebranded the question, or not the question, the article. You know, it originally did say 2022 back in May 2022. But then January 2023 hit and they just changed it to 2023. I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. What does a funambulist walk on? I don't know. Is that the person who walks on like those needle things? Or lays on? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, a tightrope. Funambulist. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Because I feel like people usually say, or it's just what I remember, a tightrope walker. Cool. Area 51 is located in which U.S. state? You know, I think it might be Nevada, you guys. Oh my gosh, it is Nevada. On a dartboard, what number is directly opposite number 1? 24? I don't remember, you guys. 19. Yep, I was wrong. Yeah, I am not Killua from Hunter x Hunter. If I was put in the challenge that he was with a dartboard, I would have died. Even if I had his speed, I would not have known what to do, and I would have died. Which American president appears on a $1 bill? Is it Washington? Or, heck. Screw it, I'm going with Washington. It is Washington! Ah! What geometric shape is generally used for stop signs? An octagon. Yep. How many colors are there in the rainbow? What is it? 7? Roy G. Biv. Yes, 7. 7. True or false? A scientific study on peanuts in bars found traces of over 100 unique specimens of urine. Peanuts in bars. Oh, like a bar where you get alcohol. I was thinking like cereal bars. I'm an idiot. You know what? I could believe it. I feel like bars are generally not very clean. Oh no, but the answer is false. I wonder if the truth is like 99 unique specimens of urine. I hope not, just for the sake of people that go to bars and have peanuts. But, you know, what can you do? What is the nickname of the U.S. state of California? It's the Sunshine State, right? Oh, no, it's the Golden State. Is Florida the Sunshine State? I cannot say Sunshine State. Oh my goodness. I give up.
And that is the end of Star Wars Stormtrooper Day 1. I got 2 hours and 40 minutes of footage. Just says Star Wars. I did think it was great when it was at Star Wars. It made me think of my friend Mark. Whenever he goes to see his family, he comes back and he gets a bit of his accent back. And instead of Mark, it's Mark. I love it. I love it. I wasn't able to get nearly as much done yesterday as I had planned. We had just a ton of stuff come up. I'm really tired today. So I just finished what I had expected to finish for day 1. And I don't feel guilty about this technically being 2 days worth of work, because it's not my 4 Heavenly Beasts. So this is, you know, just a mini project. So yeah. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys next video.